Hey guys, hope you're all well. I've come out today to do a little bit of a POV walk around. I'm using the Sony A7iii. I've got a variety of lenses. So my plan for my route today is I'm going to head down that way soon. I'm going to head towards Tottenham Court Road, so I'm going to walk down that road and then hang a left at some point and just try and find some small little avenues to go down. I'm going to get some panning shots, some normal shots here. Here's a good shot as you go past because you've got the billboard, you've got the cars, buses. So I'm going to throw it on now. So I'm going to go for a 15th of a second. ISO to your lowest it can go. I'm going to go to 100 just because that's what most people can go to. And I'm going to push the f-stop to f6.3. So 15th of a second, f6.3, ISO 100. And now all I have to do is wait for a subject, car, whatever it's going to be. I've got the shooting mode, the drive mode, depending on what body you're on, is on high plus, continuous shooting high plus. Basically what that means is when I press the shutter, it keeps going. So that allows me to track the subject as it moves. What I will say, it's easier to take a panning shot like this in landscape mode than it is in portrait mode. That reason being is obviously when you're shooting in portrait mode, the space that you're shooting in is much smaller compared to when it's in landscape. It's in landscape, you've got more real estate in the whole frame, and it's easier to track the subject instead of trying to capture the subject in that small area in between when you're shooting in portrait. Hope that makes sense. Made sense in my head. If it didn't make sense, then make sense of it. And what you're aiming to do is you're aiming to move at the same pace and the same rate as the subject. So as it goes past, it's going to pick up pace as it moves past you, obviously, because it's closer to you, it's swooping past. Especially when you're doing stuff like race cars and that type of thing, you're going to have to be a lot quicker. But with these, where they're going pretty slow, it's nice and easy to get the shot. I forgot to mention, if you are starting out doing panning shots, try starting off at maybe 30th of a second or 50th of a second. You won't get as much blur in the background that you get with those panning shots, but it's a good place to start with. Main things to remember about when you're doing panning shots is you want to lower shutter speed, so anything from 50th of a second down to 0.5 of a second if you want to go crazy and creative. But it's totally up to you. Go and practice. I want to see your panning shots on the hashtag OpticalWander and let me know how you get on. Now I'm going to push down towards Chinatown area and then I'm going to walk up towards Tottenham Court Road, the opposite side of the street, and then look back towards these guys and see what we can get. That looks really cool. Just the framing of the door and everything. I'm going to try and get the compression of the shop front with the lights in front of it, which looks pretty cool, and the two workers. Cool, I like that shot. I'm going to push on a little bit further. The next shot, there's a theatre just down here, and I love the lighting outside it. I'm going to sit just back from the theatre and then use kind of the lighting and stuff as someone walks through. Okay, I'm happy with how that one turned out. I'm gonna get back on route now. A little bit of a tangent. It's a very clear sky, and just as it's like hazy down there, it looks quite nice with the crane. So I'm gonna see if I can get like a nice silhouette shot of the crane. Love that. I'm gonna get a couple of shots here. So I've got it on 80th of a second. There's a bus waiting over there at the traffic lights, which looks pretty cool. I'm gonna try and get that. I'm going to get a closer one for like here. So 80th of a second, 1.4, ISO 800. Now people do say don't shoot at 1.4 because, you know, you can get better focus and blah 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 at f2.8. I like the way it looks, so I'll shoot at f1.4. That's what it's all about. It's about the creative process. I'm going to try and get some more panning shots now once I get up to Tottenham Court Road and see if we can get something tack sharp with the 1.4, which is going to be quite a task. But just in this window around the corner there is a security guard, which it looks like quite a shot. So I'm going to get all the lighting settings here first before I pop round the corner. I'm going to turn and bam. It would be really funny if he was watching my YouTube video, wouldn't it? Oxford Street now. I'm going to get a nice little compression shot of the bus, I think, from here. Oh, and the sun The sunset as well, that looks so cool. It looks ill as fuck. And it's on a red light as well, so I'm going to get a shot of the driver. He's probably not going to like it, but I'm going to get the shot anyway. Oh, down the side looks really nice. And we'll get one of the driver. He's going to hate this, but thank you. Get one or two, maybe 2 or 3 panning shots here, and then I'm going to go to the next place. So I'm going to push it down to 15th of a second, probably a bit higher actually. Yeah, 15th of a second. ISO, what are we going here? ISO 200 f1.4. We'll see how we get on with this. I'm gonna have to put it on AFC, so autofocus, and see, well, just see how it goes. I think I got one there straight away, cyclist. Okay, I say 1 or 2 shots, maybe 1 or 200. What else have we got going on? The bus is turning, maybe we can get the driver or something, I don't know, we'll give it a go. Okay, bed going past. Okay, last one and then we're gonna move. Okay, right, let's head on to the next location. See the panning shots that I've just taken. So when you're shooting with an 85mm, obviously it's a lot more compressed, so it's a little bit more difficult to play around with. Again, like I said earlier, with the wider lens, it's easier to take a panning shot with a wider lens, especially in landscape, because you've got more area to track with. It's a lot easier to track the subject, I personally find. I prefer doing panning shots with an 85mm or a 70-200 purely because you can get those really nice detailed shots. I like all the lights this way as well, I like that. Parked up here, have a look, see if I can capture it. It's in quite a dark area, so I'll see what I can do. I've got a timer as well, so I've got time to go and get the light, and I'm going to go and take the light and I'm going to paint around the car just to make sure it's all like exposed. Okay, it's on a 5-second timer, just when it starts. Okay, start at the front, working my way around to the back, and then going back forwards to the front of the car, and then it's all going to be nicely lit. And then just wait, it should be okay now. Now everything should be all correctly exposed. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's clean as fuck. Nice. If you didn't know, that's one way of getting a really clean image. Just a little portable light like this can really make a difference. What I'll do is I'll leave it on exactly the same settings without the light, just so you can see the difference between the two on the screen. Towards Tower Bridge area now, but on the screen you can see the photos that I just took of the Porsche, and I just want to highlight a couple of things. The first one is with no light at all, just a long exposure. The second one is with a bit of light from the light I had, and the third one is where I used the blue light in the HSL. If you want me to show you a tutorial on how to do this, let me know in the comments and I'll go out and I'll do a video on it. Okay. Just get some of these running down here now. Looks cool. So we're going to push down towards Tower Bridge, get a couple of shots on there, and then I'm going to head home. Middle of Tower Bridge, because you can also see Canary Wharf in the background. There's a lot of layers going on. Okay. So as an FYI, when I touch the screen, basically I'm touch to focus, and then it'll focus on that specific point on the screen. I do that when the autofocus is playing up sometimes, and people have also asked what focus area I use. I typically use wide, unless I'm doing car photography, then I'll use for car photography I'll use center, but typically I use wide. Our bridge that I like is this one here, especially with the 85mm, because I like the whole of the bridge, but I like getting like parts of it, with especially with the boat here and then a bus going across the center. It looks really nice. There's a bus coming now, I can see it over there, so I'm going to try and get it in the center. There's also another one coming from the other side, so let's see if I can get this all squared away and framed nicely. And I'm focusing on the tower itself. Cool, I like that. I'm just going to move on to the other side of the bridge and look back this way, because you get the shot of like the city over there, and it's kind of like framed nicely. I've said this before in a video, it's framed nicely by the bridge, so we're going to go to that side, and we'll have that as the last spot, I think. Here, I think it'll look actually pretty cool with the bus as well, if the bus does go past. Just gonna wait for a bus, I think. The only downside of doing POVs at night is obviously the it's quite dark for you guys, but I think it works. So look, there's a bus going past now. Oh, do you know what, that turned out so sick. Okay, with all of that being said, I hope it all well. Create more, stress less, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.